Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I think I am just catching this video. I think she made this video maybe June. So maybe that was the period that a lot was going on with me and I did not catch it up, and I am bringing it here. One thing I am going to say is that our other POCs are very disrespectful to my people, and that should end. Now, let me tell us something. Black people have fought for you people all their lives, for decades. I think it's time for you people to step up the game and fight for both us and yourself, because the last time I checked, Hispanics were the ones, all of you people all joined together, massively voted for this person, and you are telling me that there is no hate in your heart, and that this is a fight for everybody, not for some people to say it is not their fight. Shut up. I know you are trying to talk to my people, but sincerely speaking, it is not my people's fight. Last I checked, you all voted massively for this administration. Now it is my people that you are calling to come out. They've been deploying National Guards to Black communities and all that, and I am not seeing your community come out and speak on it. Now you all have seen Black people that are bulletproof, armored cars. Once you call them, they come out as Spider-Man and Hawk to come and save you people, because you guys are the ones that matter to the universe. You lie, madam. Black people are not coming out. That is on period. Let's get into this video.
To those stating, it is not my fight. This is why this country is in the position that it is today. The color of my skin should not matter. Whether I'm brown, black, purple, this is a humanitarian issue. We are in this position because there is no unity. We are not united. If anything, the other side, the one thing they're good at is uniting together. I want you to understand that hatred and racism is something that is taught. We are not born like that. There has never been a thought in my mind that said my voice didn't matter. Because together, we can move mountains. The National Guard is in LA. You think if your voice didn't matter, you think if unity didn't matter, there would be so much commotion? No. Mi gente, we are stronger together. It doesn't matter what color you are or where you come from. This is not a fight for just one. This is a fight for all.
Very manipulative about Black people weaponizing our ancestors' fight for freedom to basically guilt trip their descendants into frontline activism, especially those of you doing this from the safety of your homes and the safety of other countries, because you're not on the front lines. You're not at a protest. You're not putting yourself at risk. So to shame Black people for practicing the same self-preservation that other communities practice is wrong. And to my mutuals specifically who do this, those of you trying to weaponize the murders of Breonna Taylor and Botham Jean in order to push an agenda, that is asinine. It's tacky, and you're disrespecting those people's memories. Basically what they're saying, y'all, is that they're poking holes in the whole argument that it isn't safe to go out there. Well, it's not safe in your home either, because they were killed in their homes. How dare you guys use their memory in that way? And if you really want to get into it, the cops who killed Breonna Taylor in her home are the same ones that are going to be on the front lines waiting for us. They're already out there destroying their own property, beating up their own cars. They're waiting for us to get there because you all are spewing this rhetoric about how we shouldn't be sitting back and we should be out there. They think we're coming. So they're already starting that nonsense that we haven't seen in any protest until now. And what's changed? You all. You guys caused destruction, and you think that you're doing something that's in line with our ancestors. Don't speak on my ancestors, because they didn't go into things blindly. They would literally practice abuse so that they could prepare to get out there. You guys don't have a plan that includes anything like that. They would literally sit there. They would have smoke blown in their faces. They would be heckled. They would be abused. They would be berated. And they did this so they could withstand whatever they were going to endure when they got to the front lines. You don't have anything that includes that type of preparation going on. So stop talking to us about our ancestors. You're acting out of emotion. You see something that is terrible. Yeah, something that we shouldn't normalize, something that shouldn't even be happening, and you want to just go out and react. Well, you go do that, but don't try to push everybody else to their early demise because you feel emotional about this. We knew that this was going to happen. We've had ample time to come up with a plan, but solidarity is an issue because a racial divide is an issue. And until we start talking about that, we can't talk about solidarity, because every community is plagued with anti-Blackness, plagued with racism, plagued with colorism. We can't get on the same page. We're not supposed to just emulate our ancestors, y'all, and just jump out there because they've always fought for everybody. We're supposed to learn from them too. Everything that they did, the actions that resulted in good outcomes, the actions that resulted in outcomes that we'd still like to change today, we're supposed to learn from all of it. We now have a history to look back on that they didn't have. That racial camaraderie that they had was very new. It was new when they did that. So they didn't know that the patterns of behavior that followed would follow, but we do. So we're supposed to be smarter than them. We're supposed to move differently. They would have changed course if they saw repeated behavior, if they kept seeing that every time they showed up, they were then thrown to the wolves after the fight was fought. That's what they would have done. But so don't speak for my ancestors. And quite frankly, my ancestors told me to sit down a few months ago. And until they tell me to get back up, that's what I'm going to be doing. But my point is, you guys aren't even suggesting anything. You have no plans. You haven't called on anybody specifically, any demographic, any community specifically. You haven't delegated any tasks. You haven't given any alternative solutions. You're just shaming people for what you think they should be doing, and they're not doing it. People can still support small businesses from the communities being targeted. They can share GoFundMe links. They can donate to GoFundMe links. They can spread information. They can make content. They can keep their ear to the ground and let people know what's going on. They can hide people in their homes. Like, it's really there. Would you guys have hidden Anne Frank, or would you have told on her? We're really at that point. There are other things people can do, but every community should have a role in this fight. Don't tell me this is about everybody. This is an everybody issue if everybody's not going to participate. Because the only community I see being called out is the Black community. And it's always like that. I want our kids at some point to be able to open a history book and understand that Black people changed course at a certain point. They stopped taking abuse. They stopped showing up for everybody just because it was the right thing to do. Because when they needed it, nobody did it, or at least they didn't do it consistently. Because why haven't we seen the changes we should see if everybody is in solidarity and it's about everybody and oneness and all of us are together? Why haven't we seen those consistent changes then? Quite frankly, white people should be the face of this movement. They're the ones who are least likely to get harmed on the front lines. They may still get harmed, but they're least likely to get killed. They will target us directly. They'll try to spare them. So they should be in the forefront. White supremacy, racism, that is a white people issue. And white people, even though those of you who don't agree with this, it's still being done on your behalf. These are your people pulling these strings, and they're doing it because for whatever reason, they feel like your community needs advantages over everybody else to prosper in this country. So if you think that's wrong and you don't like the way people are being treated, you should be the loudest ones out there, because things change quickly when you guys demand it. That's what should be happening. The people who are being targeted, the people who are likely to be targeted, should not be on the front lines. You guys have no organization behind this because you don't actually give a fuck. You're acting out of emotion. And a lot of y'all are making content because you're getting numbers off of it. Because I see your comments. I see your content, especially my mutuals. I look at your comments and you guys like the validation you get from other communities who come in and give you accolades, because I see y'all liking and loving that shit. People are saying, oh yeah, see, at least somebody gets it. Well, it's not all of them. Some people understand y'all like that. And until you can rid yourselves of that need for validation from other people, you're of no benefit to the movement either. But when y'all start talking about plans, actual courses of action that you're going to take over a period of time, because this is a marathon, not a sprint, then you can talk to me. But until then, wrap this shit up.
This is why this country is in the position that it is today.
No. This country is in the condition and position it's in today because of racism. Racism. The greatest export America puts out year after year, and has been doing it since boats were made out of wood and had cloth sails, is racism. For years, we have listened as every marginalized community that has come to this country have said fucked up shit about us. Not that you met us, you just got it from someplace else. We were lazy. We wanted all the welfare. We didn't want to work. We never took any responsibility. We never took advantage of all the things that were there. We just didn't want it. And the funniest part about it is this. Every one of those groups would not have the freedoms that they have when they get here were it not for Black folks. Y'all seem to think the Civil Rights Act just was something for Black folks. No. Y'all seem to believe that the Voting Rights Act was something for just Black folks. No, it wasn't. It was so that every voice, every marginalized voice would be heard. And what do we get in return? Now, don't get me wrong. There's going to be a bunch of people saying, not all of us, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. I shouldn't have to say that. But since I did, I did. Every one of you had a chance on November 5th of 2024. That was what broke all unity. All of it. We showed up for everybody else and got shit on. And I'm sorry, it hurts for me to say that, but it's true. We show up for everybody. Nobody shows up for us. There's always an excuse. I made a video where I said you are not required to fight a war for somebody that would not fight for you. And everybody seemed to believe that I was talking about the current conflict in Gaza or the current conflict that's going on in LA or ICE. No, I meant simply, you don't have to fight for somebody that would not fight for you. You should not bust somebody in the mouth for a motherfucker that would not bust a grape in a fruit fight. In other words, take your time and your energy and put it to better things than trying to fight battles for people that A, don't appreciate it, and B, wouldn't do the same thing for you. November 5th of 2024 proved that to a lot of black folks. 92% of black women, 80% of black men. Everybody else thought better than us. As if we didn't know what the fuck we were talking about. There is a large majority of white women voted for Donald Trump. We're not surprised. They always do that. They talk unity, go in the booth, say fuck everybody. White men have been, literally, we have wrote them the fuck off. They're never going to get it. The system, benefits them. So why the fuck would they even try to fix it? Again, had y'all just went in and voted, nobody would have said anything. It's the antagonistic part that got y'all fucked up. It's the antagonistic part that got y'all fucked up. And I'm sorry, every community, and actually, I'll say all communities, and that includes black community. There's a level of anti-blackness in all of them that nobody wants to address because heaven fucking forbid you hold a mirror up to yourself. We tried to warn you. Did you notice that they had to brag about the strides that they made in the black community? Why do you think that is? Because we have never trusted the motherfuckers. And by extension, we really haven't trusted the Democrats either. We haven't. We've always been like, all right, do it again. Do it the fuck again and watch what the fuck happens. Bitch, we will leave. The backbone of leftist politics in America are black women. How many of y'all disrespected them? And again, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. I had to say it again. We tried to unify. We've been trying to unify. We've been trying to warn y'all that this system that y'all swear up and down is so fair and so great is fucked up since the fucking 50s. And what have we gotten? What have we gotten for our troubles? Disrespected at every fucking turn. At every turn. Every community that benefited from the civil rights movement are the same motherfucking communities that will tell us that black folks need to pull our pants up, stop listening to hip-hop music, and find your fucking fathers. In other words, y'all have become the mouthpieces for white supremacy. We already heard it from them motherfuckers, but then we got to hear it in a Spanish accent or written out in Chinese. The fuck is that? And when we did have a chance, like when Brother Fred Hampton was trying to build a rainbow coalition, see how bad that fell apart? And then we have people actively voting for this, knowing goddamn well it would cost your family and your friends being here. Why is it that this is always pointed outward, never inward? Everybody can come in and try to tell us how to handle our fucking lives as black folks, but y'all won't do it to your own. We tried this already. We did. We literally did. But because it came out of the mouth of a black woman or a black man, maybe somebody on government assistance, Maybe somebody that's doing better than you. You didn't want to listen. You kept sticking your hand in that lion's mouth. Even though we kept telling you that's a live lion. Those teeth are real and sharp. And that motherfucker has 4 claws and eats meat. And you are made out of meat. Oh, there are some brothers and sisters out there, do not get me wrong. And you will betray them. You will betray them. Maybe not you personally, but people within your community will. Y'all forget the times where there was unity and how that ended up. Black folks get our cynicism honestly. We are not very trusting people because we have seen this scene in this movie over and over and over again. There could have been unity in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000, 2010, 2020. But everybody thought they knew better than us. And now you see the results. You want unity? You want unity. 2 things must happen. Accountability to yourself in the form of maybe we probably should have listened to these people. Maybe that motherfucker really is dangerous for my fucking community and I won't support him. And coming to the table honestly. Meaning, when a black life falls on the ground, we shouldn't have to be asking for fucking help because it could be a Latino life next. We have always tried to fight for human rights and have been ridiculed at every fucking point because of it. And now, this is happening to other communities. And y'all are asking where we are. We're heartbroken, we're tired, we're disgusted, and we're angry. And we're sitting out. Until such time as people are ready to listen, not be the center, but listen. We're not fucking with y'all. We don't want no kids snatched up by ICE. We don't want no kids deported that have cancer and things of that nature. But y'all need to address how we got here in the first place and stop getting mad at us for our reaction to, once again, leading the charge and getting a knife stabbed in our back.
Black people have always been at the forefront of the civil rights fight, not only for themselves, but for other marginalized groups. The civil rights movement of the 1960s, led by figures like Martin Luther King Jr. and countless unnamed activists, dismantled segregation and paved the way for landmark legislation like the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. These victories didn't just benefit Black Americans. They laid the groundwork for expanded rights for women, immigrants, LGBTQ+, and other minorities, from affirmative action to anti-discrimination laws. These gains often started with Black struggle and sacrifice. However, there's an emotional and psychological toll that comes with always being the ones to light the way. Black people are tired of fighting for others who too often fail to reciprocate. When Black people advocate for justice and equality, they are met with resistance or performative allyship from those who later fall silent when Black lives are on the line. This leaves Black people to bear the brunt of systemic oppression, while others enjoy the freedoms of Black-led movements. And now, since we're silent, FAFO, that exhaustion is being misinterpreted. When Black people choose to rest and focus inwardly on their own communities, it's labeled as lack of solidarity. But the truth is, it's not silence, it's survival. Black Americans are drained for generations of giving their voices, their energy, their bodies to movements that frequently exclude them once progress is made. Black Americans have fought for their seat for everyone at the table, only to be left in a corner once the feast begins. Oh, the quietness is not apathy. It's a demand for recognition, for reciprocity, and rest. It's time for those who benefited from Black struggles to step up and carry the torch. Not just for themselves, but for the community that carried them. Black people deserve more than a seat at the table. They deserve to feast in dignity without being abandoned or betrayed.
So I heard a word on TikTok today and it hit me good. They said, Black people are always everyone's emotional bank that people want to withdraw from but don't want to deposit into. And I tell you what, that is a word. That is a whole word, because since the beginning of the year, when we said we were on break, that we're not getting involved in any shenanigans, ever since then, y'all have been putting the black signal up in the sky trying to get our attention. Listen here. We are on hiatus.
Can relate. I feel like as Black women, we have to carry everybody around us. We have to make sure everybody's okay. But who's checking on us? Who's saying, I got you? Who's saying it's gonna be okay? You know, we have to cry on our pillows. We have to cry in the shower because we have to be strong for everybody else. And sometimes we are being attacked for being strong, being independent, because we have no one else to rely on. I don't remember when was the last time somebody say, I got you. You can breathe. I got you. So before you attack us as Black women for being independent, being strong, look at why and how we got here. If we were being protected, if we were being loved on, if we were being cared for, we wouldn't have to be strong. We wouldn't have to act independent. We wouldn't have to do a lot of things. So yes, you would get the soft, gentle, caring, and loving, beautiful queens that we are. We carry many, many, many hats. But we have to do what we have to do to survive in this world. That's why we are the way we are. Please and thank you. Now you have a nice evening now. Bye.
And something I'm going to say is that I thought we are already done with all this, because this is actually a recent video. The truth is that Black people made it clear, Black people made this super clear that they are not going to be at any forefront for anybody. And they are sticking with their decision, and nothing is going to change that. The fact that everybody, I have never seen seen entitled people than some of these people. Very entitled. They feel like they're all Black people, and Black people deserve to be taken care of. Black people also deserve to be taken care of, because from the things that I have read, right from the Civil Rights Act movement, they've been taking care of you. So I think it's also time for you all to take care of Black people, knowing fully well, knowing the fact that you all were the ones that voted for this administration. Sometimes, each time I hear their audacity, one thing I ask is that how do they, what gave them the audacity? What gave them the morale to come, to come and speak to Black people? Yeah, people are stating that it is not their fight. I know you are talking about Black people. Sincerely speaking, it is not Black people's fault. And this country is in the position that it is today. It is not because some people said it is not their fight. It is because you all voted against your own interest. Get this thing into your skull and understand it. It is not because some people said it is not their fight. And sincerely speaking, it is not their fight. It is not. So you all go the way it is. Nobody can actually fix what is going on, except there is luck somewhere trying to hop in on somebody, because you can see how hard the administration is going on everybody, and he is getting away with everything, all his policies and all that. So my people should have been the one to die for everybody on the cross because they are Jesus. Ain't nothing like that happening anymore. What is happening is because you all did yourself dirty. And the color of your skin, you personally know that it does matter. Enough of all this trying to hide behind closed doors, or trying to hide behind motivational speaker, inquire to aspire, aspire to expire, and inspire. I am not in for that BS, sincerely speaking. You and I know that our skin color matters. You, as a brown skinned person, you know that you have so much advantage over me. And you personally will say to my people, me no Dominican, me Papi, me no black. Me no colored, me no gray, me no green. Yeah. If they put you something, Asians will put their modern minority on my people. Hispanic will put their own. Dominicans, with all of them, all of you people will pull your own. You're telling me white people also will pull their own race card. And you're telling me that the color of your skin does not matter. Madam, it does matter. You all should continue to do the right thing. When you do the right thing, you don't have to fight, or you don't have to struggle who is fighting for you and who is not fighting for you. Because when you do the right thing, everything will fall in place. I do not know how to advise you people anymore. The fact that everybody wants to disrespect my own people. Everybody think that they have the right to speak to my, like even a 15-year-old child that is not black will come and sit down and want to address black people. As who? Who are you? Who are you? The same people that took their time to lecture you people, educate. See, let me tell you people something. Proximity to whiteness will never, ever make you white. You all wanted to associate yourselves with white so bad that it backfired. And now stories is changing, or stories are changing. Black people should be the one to be at the forefront. And now you are motivational speaking to me that your skin color does not matter. That this is a humanitarian job. See, when I want to do humanitarian job, or when my people want to do humanitarian job, they know where they will go and do it. But for this fight, they have fought for themselves. They have equally fought for you people. You guys go out there and do what you are supposed to do. You all can see the National Guards being deployed almost in every black community. I am not seeing anybody coming out to address it. See, the time for unity was at that polling unit. That was the best place you had the opportunity to unite. But you all said, Naka, no. So what do you guys want? No other side is uniting together. The only thing other side know how to do is to fight tooth and nail to make sure that people that look like me and your own people do not get the right or the privilege that they are supposed to get. And then you people that is supposed to unite with my own people, the people of color, decided to also side them and give them the winning. So shut up. On a very serious note, at this point, there is nothing like hatred. There is nothing like racism. See, you give out, you get back what you give out. When I go to the ATM card, like when I go to use my card to withdraw money from the bank, if I have $100, I cannot withdraw $200. You and I know that. But if I have $100, I can withdraw 70, I can withdraw 80, I can withdraw 90. Right? I cannot withdraw 100, that 100. Some bank will keep some cents for you because in case of charges and all that. So enough of trying to gaslight my people, because you guys have gaslighted a lot. If you said your voice, that if it is not in your thought, that there was never a time you said that your voice did not matter. Your own people have said it to my own people several times. So at this point, I am going to rest my case. You know what? Go call your people and leave my people out of this. Bye for now.